Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing the horoscopes for all the zodiac signs for July 2022. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for regular horoscopes and astrology updates from me. July has a beautiful mix of Cancer season and Leo season, meaning that the first half of the month is a little bit more introverted, a little bit more introspective. We might be feeling more emotional, in touch with our emotions. We might be very nostalgic, looking at the past, maybe with rose-tinted glasses, especially when Venus enters Cancer on the 17th. And we have a beautiful full moon in Capricorn on the 13th, which is when we might start to focus a little bit more on the goals that we want for life or what we have achieved thus far. And it's a good time to take pride in how far you have come while looking back on what you were doing prior, the goals that you've achieved since and how you got there. While it is a season for nostalgia and spending more time with loved ones and family, this can also be a time where we become aware by looking and reflecting on the past of what we want for the future. The second half of the month focuses on Leo season. This is where all the world is a stage and we're all performers. This is going to be a very joyful season because July Leo season is going to be forming harmonious aspects with Jupiter, the great benefic, in Aries, meaning that the fire sign energy of the second half of the month is very outgoing, very playful, very joyful, and a time where we want to express ourselves and be seen. This is a time of stepping into the spotlight, pursuing our passions, and injecting more love, romance, creativity, and passion into our lives, especially with that gorgeous new moon in Leo on the 28th, which is a new beginning, focused on joy and what makes us happy, which is something that we all need to check in with every so often and see what it is or who it is that is making us happy and allowing new energy to come into whatever house Leo is for you. One event that I'm very intrigued about this month is that on the 31st of July, Uranus is going to conjunct the North Node at 18 degrees of Taurus. Do you have anything at 18 degrees of Taurus in your birth chart? Because there's an exciting new development, something that could be quite surprising, quite shocking, quite out of the blue, but this is to do with our destiny. The North Nodes are always pushing us on our destined path. So with Uranus there, this could be a sudden insight, moment of genius, intuition. It could be just knowing what we need to do, or it could be something coming to our attention that we're going to have to roll with because it does have a bigger part to play in our destiny. So I'm quite excited about that. If you want to know where it falls in your chart, I will be saying it for each of the zodiac signs. Check your ascendant sign for the most accurate in terms of predictions, but I am drawing cards for all of the signs, so you can watch your sun, moon, and rising for a little bit of insight on what this month is going to mean for you. I pulled two cards for what this means for everybody, and lo and behold, I have the King of Cups and the King of Wands. This month has a beautiful blend of fire sign and water sign energy, and while these may be very different elements, they create steam. So this could be a pretty passionate month for a lot of people, and it might also be a month of opposites attract. This might be a time where if you're starting to date or you're meeting somebody this month, they could be very different for you, but this could cause a lot of chemistry. This can also be a time where we're putting our heart and our soul into what it is that we love to do, what it is that we want to do that will make us happy and joyful. This is a wonderful month to connect with joy in our heart space and what truly makes us feel happy. So if that sounds good to you, you can check out your horoscope. It is listed below. As I said, please subscribe to the channel if you would like regular horoscopes from me and let me know how it resonates. Happy birthday to all the July Cancers and all the July Leos. Comment your birthday down below and we'll all get in on the birthday fun. Have a beautiful and blessed July, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Aries, welcome to July 2022. So Aries, this month has a huge focus on your home and family life in the first half of the month. It is Cancer season. The sun will be in Cancer until the 22nd of July. Mercury enters Cancer on the 5th, Venus enters Cancer on the 17th. So for the first half, there is a huge focus on your home affairs. So family matters may come to the forefront. There may be some kind of new beginning going on in your home and family life because of that new moon at the end of June in your family sector, which was intense aspect to you. It was intense aspect to Jupiter in your first house. So while these planets are having a little bit of a tug of war with Jupiter in your first house, it may be that in terms of these new beginnings in the family or in family matters, you may feel like there is Maybe other people are taking away too much of your time. Maybe there's an imbalance in family matters between you and another person. Maybe the family just isn't quite understanding what it is that you're trying to do or what it is that you mean. Or maybe with Jupiter in your first house still, you're having this expansive attitude and it feels as though maybe some people around you are still very stuck in the past. And it could be that you're maybe tuning into these big vibrational energies, higher vibrational energies, and you're feeling a little bit like people are maybe holding the past against you, or maybe people are just being a little bit hesitant, because it is Cancer season and people can be kind of hesitant in Cancer season because it's an emotional season. But Venus going into Cancer means that this can smooth out those waters. This can be a beautiful time to redecorate. This can be a beautiful time to buy items for your home. It can be a beautiful time to connect with family, to spend time with family. And with Mercury going through there as well, it can be a lovely time to have conversations about the past, about nostalgia, things that you used to love, the way things were. There can be this kind of lovely rosy glow about the past, as it were, with Cancer season. Now, I want to talk about your money for a second, because on the 5th, Mars, your ruler, enters your second house. And even if the intention is to save money, Mars going through the second house can be a time where you have a lot more expenses than usual. It can be when you're spending more money than usual. There's more things you need to buy or purchase or spend money in or invest in. Or it might just be that you're more, with Jupiter in your first house, you're more expansive. You're changing your wardrobe, you're changing your style, and you just want to boom, 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 your card on everything. Just touch and go. So just bear that in mind. This can actually be a wonderful time on the converse where you can make money. With Mars going through there, it can be that if you have a side project or if you work on commission or there's any sort of targets that you can meet financially, you're going to go for gold in that, because it is Mars your ruler and you're going to want to make money for yourself, Aries. And this can sometimes, with Mars being so confrontational, it can be that you're maybe arguing about money with somebody else. If that comes up for you. On the 13th, we have a full moon in Capricorn, and this is your 10th house. So this is where you might realize that you have reached some kind of professional goal. You're getting some kind of certification or status in your career, in your public life. Maybe your public life is changing in some way. Maybe your status is changing in the way you present to the world. You could be, for example, becoming a doctor, or you could be getting a promotion or a new job. Your status could be changing. You could have graduated and you could be becoming this, that, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just your status to the world, what you're labeled as effectively. Or you might be getting some recognition in whatever it is that you do now. So this can be your results come out, or you're getting a promotion, or you're finding out that you got the job that you wanted or applied for, Aries, on the 13th. So look around that time for key events happening in your career. Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun on the 22nd, and then we have a new moon in Leo on the 28th, and that new moon's lovely for you because it is going to be in harmonious aspect to Jupiter in your first house. So Leo season is a very playful, fun, joyful time for you. If you feel during Cancer season that you're a little bit more of a homebody, or you're a little bit more sentimental or emotional or nostalgia, Leo season is kind of where you show up to the party. So it's a party season, the 5th house, and it can be a moment where you are wanting to socialize more, you're wanting to invest in creative projects, you're wanting to try new hobbies, you're wanting to go places, you're wanting to say yes more in life. It can add a little bit more romance into your life as well, whatever romance means for you, whether that's a bubble bath or whether that's actually dating, or whether that is romancing yourself, taking yourself out for dinner or going out on dates, whatever this is. But that new moon in particular is lovely for you if you do have something creative you want to start around this time, if you're feeling called to try a new hobby or a new passion or something like this, because of its connection to Jupiter in your first house. This is going to make you feel very confident. This is going to make you feel very expanded. This is going to make you feel very self-assured. So if there's a new project or new passion you want to pursue, good time to do it. Jupiter goes retrograde in your sign the same day though. So this is just giving Jupiter that little bit of an extended stay in your sign this year before it retrogrades back into Pisces in October, and then will re-enter your sign as we're going into 2023. Which is so weird to say, but we are eventually going into 2023. So this is a summer where you're reevaluating what makes you happy, what makes you feel your best self, what makes you feel successful. And this might also be a time when you're rethinking your image or what you look like, how you want to present yourself, how you want to, what you want to aspire to as well, your personal goals. It's a really good time also to reevaluate your belief systems surrounding yourself. Whether that's that you believe that you will never do this, or whether that's that you believe that you always do this, something like that. It's a really good time to evaluate your faith and belief system about yourself. Now, Uranus is going to conjunct the true node on the 31st, and with Uranus, I have to say it's anybody's guess. Uranus is very sudden and explosive. Well, explosive, it's more erratic. It can be very surprising. So expect some kind of surprise in your financial sector around this time. Something that maybe you didn't expect to happen. This could be a new way of making money comes to your attention, a new invention, a new idea, something that really makes you feel excited, or it can be an expense that you're going to have to pay for a long time. It can just be that your money comes into the fore in some way that is kind of destined though. So there's a life lesson in this for you, Aries, whatever it is. Now, your oracle cards, we have anxiety and we have into the unknown. Ooh. Your tarot, we have 6 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. So I do think that Capricorn full moon is bringing some kind of success in your career or your public image or your professional life that you've been working on for quite a while. I think you're destined to get some sort of recognition this month, Aries. I do feel like maybe if there's a new start in this area for you, or there's some kind of new beginning in your life, you're maybe feeling quite anxious about the change or the uncertainty. And I think for some of you, it's the not knowing about something is making you anxious. So you might want to seek out answers on whatever this is. You might want to get as much information as possible. The more you tend to something, the more you tend to the garden, the more success you're going to get. So where you're investing your energy this month, Aries, is really going to pay off for you, particularly around that full moon in Capricorn. So that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope you have a beautiful month, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, welcome to July 2022. So Taurus, main thing for you this month is that Mars enters your sign on the 5th. So Mars entering your sign, this can bring a surge of energy to you. It can make you really ambitious. It can make you really driven. It can make you want to do things. It really makes you want to go, go, go. In whatever speed that means for you, in whatever direction that means for you, it still has that push, right? The only difficulty is that because it is Mars, it can actually wear you out a little bit quicker. So you might have these real sudden surges of energy and then you're completely flat. Like say you're just going nose to the grindstone Monday through to Wednesday. By Thursday, you're just poof, flat. So try and pace yourself as best as you can with Mars being in your sign. This can be a time where you have to, err on the edge of caution in terms of being too impulsive regarding your appearance, because Mars can sometimes make you suddenly really driven to like cut your hair or get a tattoo or something like this, and Mars being too hasty. And Mars doesn't really like being in Taurus. Mars being too hasty can sometimes regret it later. So just bear that in mind with Mars in your sign. Try and channel the energy as best as you can to pursue a personal goal, something that you really want for yourself. Now, the main thing about this month with Cancer season is that it's putting a lot of emphasis onto Taurus, how you communicate, how you articulate yourself, how you have conversations, the way the conversations are going. A lot of it is very directed this month by you. This can bring your relationship with your siblings to the fore in some capacity. Maybe you're spending more time with them. Maybe you're addressing some things you need to talk about with siblings, with Mercury there. Or maybe you're smoothing things out or having some really nice times with Venus going into Cancer. So we have Cancer season until the 22nd. Mercury enters Cancer on the 5th. Bringing those conversations to your siblings, to your neighbors, or even those writing projects where you need to use language to convey a point, or you need to draft documents or something like this. And Venus going in there on the 17th brings a lot of beauty to this area. So if you're looking to write a book, if you're looking to compose something, maybe a song, you're looking to communicate effectively, maybe to an audience, the 17th onward is a wonderful time to do so. If you have to put your case forward for something, Taurus, this is a nice time to do it because you have a beautiful way with words when Venus is in your 3rd house. The full moon in Capricorn on the 13th is, I like this for you if you're taking a trip, or if you're graduating, or if you're studying something. This could be a time when you do graduate. This could be a time where you get your exam results from a course. This could be a time where you're becoming very aware of what it is that you'd like to study or where you'd like to educate yourself in something. It can also be that your faith comes into question and you're starting to address your relationship with your belief systems, what you believe in, whether there's a higher power. It's very philosophical for you, Taurus. But it is also a lovely full moon to be taking a trip. So if you find yourself around this time traveling, just know that it's destined and that it could actually bring some key awareness into your life that you maybe hadn't thought about before, Taurus. Mercury enters Leo dropped my cards. Well, I dropped your cards. Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun on the 22nd, and the new moon on the 28th. So Leo season for you, Taurus, is super focused on your home and family life, meaning that this is going to be a time where you might feel like more of a homebody, especially because Cancer season can be kind of a social time for you, especially in your local community. If you're getting involved in your local council or going to local events and stuff like that, the 4th house season, which is Leo season for you, can be a little bit more of a homebody experience. This can be a time where you want to nest in your home, you want to spend more time with family. You could be finding that your family is in the spotlight in some capacity, whether that's more events happening with the family or whether that's some issues come up with the family. There's a new beginning there nonetheless that I do like for you, because it's on the 28th with this new moon in your 4th house. So this is bringing a new beginning. This is bringing fresh energy into your home and family. Maybe some of you are purchasing a home. Maybe some of you are redecorating your home. Maybe some of you have a new addition coming into your family. Maybe some of you are having a fresh start in family matters in general. And this is actually supported by a quite behind the scenes energy. So with Jupiter in the 12th house, it feels like whatever's going on with you in terms of home and family might have been a long time coming behind the scenes. There might have been things building up. Now, as positive as Jupiter is in terms of astrology, Jupiter can also just sometimes expand things, and it can expand them to the point you can't ignore. So this could be a time where something blows up from your subconscious that you need to address, and in addressing it you actually help your home environment, your family environment, or your living environment in some way. Maybe it clear the air. But this is a new beginning that is benefic, okay, Taurus? Something that is new and fresh in your home and family. Jupiter goes retrograde that day in your 12th house, and when Jupiter is going through your 12th house, it's very much that you're divinely protected behind the scenes. Jupiter in the 12th house, some people can think, oh, this doesn't sound very exciting. My recent experience of Jupiter in the 12th house is that a lot of the time it can be very healing, because Jupiter gives you these philosophical insights into wherever it is. It gives you this higher awareness, it gives you this higher perspective, and when it's in the 12th house, this could be a beautiful time in terms of spirituality, but it can also be a time where you actually heal stuff that is lying beneath the surface, and sometimes, as I say with Jupiter, it expands it so that you can at least see it. And that's positive, because if we do that, if we bring things from the subconscious to the conscious, we heal them, we fix them, we stop them driving us and making bad decisions or decisions that we don't really want to be making. So never sleep on the 12th house. It can actually be a really wonderful experience. So I do feel like there's some sort of behind the scenes help happening for you, Taurus, and with Jupiter going retrograde there, a reflection that's going to help you out in the long run. Now, the interesting thing for you, and I know I said Mars was the main event, but there's a conjunction happening on the 31st between Uranus in your sign and the true node. And if you're a Taurus with anything at 18 degrees of Taurus, this is particularly significant for you. This is a sudden change of destiny. This is a sudden realization, a sudden insight. This is something that is quite destined in nature, something that maybe is quite unexpected or surprising, but maybe something that's quite innovative. Maybe like it's a new beginning for you. It's this conjunction energy that you're going to notice as we go into Leo season a little bit later. You're going to start to notice what this path is for you, what it is that you need to do going forward for yourself, for your destiny. It's quite electric, so you might have a key insight around this time that is important for you to know, Taurus. Eek. So your oracle cards are quite interesting, especially because we go from 43 to 44 of two different decks. I quite like this. This is man holding a coin and strength, and then we also have the high priestess, which is 2, and the 2 of cups, so 2. So 44, 22 might be significant repeating numbers you're noticing this month. But what I am noticing for you is that a lot of you, first and foremost with the tarot, have some kind of spiritual or psychic connection with somebody this month. So this could be a partner, this could be a best friend, this could just be somebody that you're constantly dreaming about that's actually dreaming of you. There's some kind of connection for you this month that is very significant. It might be otherworldly, so it might not be someone who is here and now in the physical world. It could be that you're connecting to someone like a spirit guide or something like this, and you're really feeling guided with this. This is very Jupiter in the 12th, but you feel like you have a spiritual best friend, either someone who's very into spirituality or someone who knows a lot about astrology or somebody who knows a lot about spiritual matters or mystical things or whimsical things. and you have a really good rapport going, and they can give you some insights. It might also be though that there's a mystery about someone in your life that you're really interested to know. Somebody could be quite mysterious, or there could be a mysterious, if you're single, love interest entering the picture in July, or it could be that you're maybe very curious about how someone's feeling about you and you're very unsure about it. Trust your intuition, because it's probably right with whatever that is. I feel like there's a very intuitive psychic connection with somebody, and I think you know what's going on, even if you maybe second guess yourself by logic. But as we progress into, as we enter July and we have this shift into the water and earth energy, your intuition is more important. It's more yin. It's more looking inward for answers rather than looking outward. That's for the second half of the season. So, man holding a coin and strength. In terms of work, in terms of career, in terms of money, in terms of the material, it's really asking you to embrace a new beginning with strength and reserve. So if there's something changing for you, which can be kind of unnerving as a Taurus placement, you might be finding that you're actually stronger than you think that you are. And I sort of notice in this that she's balancing on one leg. So I feel like it's about you keeping your balance and your composure and your poise. Sometimes even starting a new job or something like that can be very draining, and it's about having that strength to pursue this new beginning. So maybe there is a new beginning happening in your life, Taurus, that you're going to have to be very graceful and composed in doing, but your strength assures your success, is what I'm seeing like this, what I'm seeing with this. So I do think for you there is going to be some sort of new beginning. I think maybe for some of you a new job or a new career opportunity where you're going to be able to show your best. You're going to be able to show up as your best self, Taurus, and show off your strengths. Okay, so that is what I have for you. Hope you have a beautiful July, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to July 2022. So Gemini, we're now out of your season. There's a lot of focus on your finances this month. So we have the Sun in Cancer until the 22nd. Mercury enters there on the 5th, and Venus enters there on the 17th. So for the first half of the month, there is a huge focus on your financial affairs. There is a huge focus on the spending that you do, the income that you have, your bills, your payments, your direct debits, all this different stuff. It's a wonderful time to clear that up. If there's something that you need, if there's a letter you need to send, or something you need to draft, or something you need to take care of on a manual or admin basis, Mercury going into Cancer on the 5th is a wonderful time to do so. Venus going into Cancer on the 17th is a wonderful time for you to maybe make a little bit more money. With Venus there, you can be kind of creative in your finances. It's a wonderful time to, if you're doing anything in terms of, the arts, or in terms of beauty, or anything Venusian as a career, this is a lovely time where you can benefit financially from that Venusian energy. With Venus going through the second house, it's also a wonderful time, not just in terms of money, but to focus on your self-confidence and your values and your self-worth. So this can be a wonderful time to partake in anything that emphasizes self-love and self-care. It might be a time when you spend more of your money on things that make you feel good, that are well-being focused, that are confidence focused, and that just give you good vibrations, that kind of thing. So we have a full moon in Capricorn on the 13th, and this is then going to be in your 8th house. And this is bringing all your financial affairs to a peak. This is the time when you can really look at how you're joint with others financially. So if you're investing in some company, or you're connected to someone else financially, maybe you have a shared bank account, maybe something like this, or maybe it's to do with taxes, other people's money, government's money, these matters are all illuminated at this time. And it's all illuminated to be brought into balance so that your financial affairs, your bank statements, your income is balanced out with what you owe, or what somebody else owes you. So these matters can come up around the 13th that you might need to look at in some capacity. It can also be a nice time to come into some money. I will say that for you, Gemini, because the connection this full moon has to Pluto can make this quite transformational. So it might be a time when you come into money or an inheritance from somebody else. I'm not saying anybody's going to die. I'm just saying that if you have that waiting for you, this might be something that's coming up around this time if you already know about it. So the second half of the month with the 19th Mercury entering Leo, the Sun in Leo on the 22nd, and the new moon in Leo on the 28th. This is bringing a lot of focus and spotlight to your siblings, your neighbors, your community, your close friendships. It can also bring a lot of emphasis on how you communicate and how others communicate with you. So the new moon on the 28th, this can be a time where you are having a new beginning with a sibling, with a neighbor. Maybe you're starting over in a new neighborhood. Maybe you are starting fresh with a sibling if there's been confrontation or something like this. It can just be a time where there is a new project you have related to writing, admin, presentations, anything that can be quite administrative in nature. But this can also be a time where you're just really aware of how you communicate with others. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to take a course. Maybe you want to teach something. This can be a wonderful time to take a course, actually. So if you are looking to do that, this can really help you make a lot of friends, because this is going to be in positive union by a trine with Jupiter in your 11th house. So whatever you're learning, if you're learning a new skill around this time, if you have a new start coming with somebody, if you have something that you're learning at this time that is freshening up your skills, or you're looking to start something new in your community, this can make you a lot of friends, a lot of connections, and it can actually help your dreams come true, Gemini, in some capacity. So do start something new around that new moon if you want to learn something new. You know what, you want to start a short course, you want to take a short trip, anything like that. It's going to expand your social network. You could actually meet some wonderful friends around this time, or reconnect with wonderful friends, because Jupiter is going retrograde in this sector. And this can be a time when you reflect on what it is that you want. This isn't going to stop things from happening in that area, by the way. This can be a time when you reflect on what it is that you want in terms of your friendships, your social networking, and even your long-term wishes and aspirations. Uranus is conjunct the true node on the 31st, and this is going to be happening for you in your 12th house. Mars enters your 12th house on the 5th. So in terms of your inner world, your subconscious, or letting go, or processing emotions, this could be a time when you make a lot of headway. If you're in a spiritual profession, or you're a very spiritual person, maybe you're clairvoyant, clairaudient, this can be a time when you're absolutely wired to different energies coming in. It can be almost a time where you feel, with Mars there, like you're under a psychic attack. You need to protect your energy. If that sounds a little bit woo-woo, it can just be that you're feeling quite vulnerable to energies around you. You may be soaking them up like a sponge, or you're just sensing other people's aggression, or you're feeling like there's some sort of invisible enemy that is coming at you from whatever force. So this can be, as I say, it can be trauma, it can be other people's energy, it can just be psychic attack, whatever you want to call it. It can just be that you feel like there is some sort of force behind the scenes. It can be an invisible enemy comes to the fore, and you maybe become aware of that. Someone in your life that is not really, they don't really have your best interests at heart. It's better to know, right? So that conjunction in the 31st between Uranus and the North Node, Gemini, is showing you a new direction to take spiritually, emotionally, in terms of your healing journey. It can be that you have this really, really insightful dream that just changes your life. You could have a literal dream where you wake up and something's been fixed, something's been understood, or you have a premonition and suddenly you're not so worried about something anymore. So I like that for you. Your oracle cards are so mixed. So we have the Four of Cups and the Empress, which I love for you. We also have Strategy, and we have Rock Bottom. So this doesn't mean that you're going to hit rock bottom. What this actually means for you, Gemini, is that you have gifts. You have something about you. Either it's to do with the way that you articulate yourself, which it usually is with you guys, or it's your skills, your beauty, the things that you can do well that maybe you're not seeing. And I feel like after the 17th, when Venus enters your second house, you're going to get your confidence back. You're going to stop feeling rejected by other people or other energies, because rejection is protection. You're going to be feeling more self-confident. You're going to be getting back into writing for a lot of you, or journaling, or creating, or something that makes you feel very passionate. You're getting back into the swing of things. You're getting back into the swing of what it is that you can do better than anybody else. And this is boosting your confidence, and you're not going to waste your time on anybody that doesn't see that. I do feel with the Strategy card that around the new moon in Leo on the 28th, it's a wonderful time to journal, set intentions, write them down, because they're more likely to manifest. That's not even a spiritual thing. That's a psychological thing too, that if you write down your goals, you're more likely to achieve them. You're more likely to revisit them, to remember them, to understand them, and to keep focused. So I think for many of you, it's saying to believe in yourself more, and especially if you're doubting your intelligence on something, or you're doubting your abilities or your skills, you're getting back into the swing of it this month, Gemini, and I really like that for you. So that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Cancer, welcome to July. Happy birthday to any Cancers born in July. Please comment your birthday down below and let us know what day you are celebrating in your beautiful emotional season. So Cancer, we have the Sun in your sign until the 22nd. We have Mercury entering your sign on the 5th, and we have Venus entering your sign on the 17th. So this is a month to focus on you. This is a month to focus on your personal goals, what you want to achieve in the next birthday year, what it is you want to set your mind to, what it is that you want to do in order to present yourself, how you want to look, how you want to feel, what you want to be doing. All of this comes into focus around your season. So it is a new year for you. And with Venus entering your sign on the 17th, after the 17th is a wonderful time if you want to change your image, your aesthetic, your makeup, your hair, your clothes, your shoes, your perfume, any of these things. Or aftershave, anything that you do in terms of your personal appearance and aesthetic. This is a wonderful time to get interested in what it is that you want to do to make yourself feel more like yourself. Do you know what I mean? And this doesn't have to be buying a lot of, new shoes, new clothes. This can just be changing up your look or styling things a certain way, because you're more likely with Venus in your first house to tap into your true energy, your true essence, and work through that. Maybe you're looking at the different kibi types, I believe they're called, body types, face types, and what it is that's best for them to wear, or something like this. So we have Mars entering Taurus on the 5th. So Mars is entering Taurus, and that to you, Cancer, brings a lot of energy into your 11th house. So this might be a time where you're really wanting to pursue a long-term goal, a long-term aspiration, or a wish, or you're really aggressively going after it. It can also be a time where you're more in your groups, in your friendships, maybe you're feeling like people are a little bit more confrontational. Maybe you're feeling like your friends are a bit more aggressive, or you're not being understood, or you're maybe feeling a little bit like it's easier to argue about something with friends, and it might just be a little bit more frustrating than usual. So just watch out for that. It is just Mars, or maybe you're feeling a little bit more angry or aggressive towards your friendships. It's just important with Mars energy how we channel it. So if you're focused on your goals and your long-term aspirations, you're less likely to have those confrontations with people around you. Because maybe it is that you have very different perspectives in the way that the world has to work at the moment, Cancer. So just watch out for that. We have Mercury entering Leo on the 19th and the Sun in Leo on the 22nd. This is activating your second house. So there's going to be a lot of focus on your money. This is going to be a time when you're, considering how much you spend, how much you earn, your bills, all these different things with Mercury there. It's a really good time to do some administrative work, get online banking going, look at your accounts, look at your money, look at your income, or maybe even make money online. Maybe even starting some new way of making an additional bob or two for yourself. Because with Mercury there and the Sun being there, it brings your focus to your finances, and sometimes that can inspire us to make more money for ourselves. And with Mercury can be the internet. We have a new moon in Leo on the 28th, and I love this for you because financially this is looking really nice. As I said, you might be more inspired to pursue some kind of new income or pay packet, or maybe a salary boost. And with Jupiter being in Aries, your 10th house, positively aspecting this, it means that if you're getting a new job around this time, starting a new job, taking a new position, starting a new skill that makes money, you could really boost yourself up the career ladder here. You could really have a boost of income, a boost of money. So this is a wonderful time to, put yourself out there, put yourself up on LinkedIn, or, pursue whatever it is that you want to do for your job, for your career, and watch the money flow in. This is a lovely financial start for you. And it's a good time to set financial intentions or saving goals for the year ahead, because you are going to be supported maybe by people in positions of authority with Jupiter in your 10th house. And that can be a banker or someone who's going to give you a loan or a grant or something like that. Uranus is conjunct the true node on the 31st in your 11th house. This could be many things because it's Uranus, but it could be a dream suddenly comes true, or it could be that you suddenly realize a dream that you want to go after, or you suddenly meet a friend that just feels like you've known them forever and it feels destined. And a lot of the time with people in our life that are destined in some capacity or have a really significant role to play, you can see North Node synastry. You know, maybe you have the moon at 21 degrees of Taurus and you have a really significant partner, really significant friend, and you notice that their North Node is at 21 degrees of Taurus or something like that. This could be a time when you just, there's a fated encounter, there's a new beginning, there's something that you want to pursue going forward, or it could be that you know, even take a completely new direction in terms of groups, in terms of dreams, aspirations for yourself that feel really in alignment with you. It's like you know what you're doing. So your oracle cards are the Contract card, the Goblins card, ooh, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. So Cancer, there's some aspect of your life, it could be creative, it could be something you want to start, it could be a project, it could be a dream, it could be a goal, it could be university, it could be school, it could be an ambition of yours. There's something where you're just not quite seeing what to do next. And I feel like with that new moon in Leo, you might actually become a lot more clear on this as we leave the month. You know, towards the end of the month, Cancer, you might become a little bit more aware of what it is that you want to do. And that's because your season is a time to really focus the energy back into yourself. I also completely forgot to mention, and I should mention this, and I can't believe I've somehow gone over this, but the 13th, the full moon in Capricorn in your partnership and relationship zone, your relationships around that full moon are coming to the fore. So there could be a matter that needs to be addressed in a partnership. Your partnership could be in focus because maybe you're becoming more aware of your feelings in your relationship, or you're becoming aware of their feelings, or the relationship could be reaching an end or a conclusion, or it could be elevating. But your partnerships are coming to the focus around the 13th while you're still focusing a lot of energy onto yourself, because when you come into contact and understanding of your own needs, that is going to translate in a relationship or what you want from a relationship. So maybe a lot of you are realizing you want to go official with somebody, you want to get married. Maybe for some of you, you're realizing that you want to leave a relationship. Whatever it is, this is coming to the fore around the 13th. And you'll have more clarity around that full moon, because I feel a little bit, at least before the 5th in particular, you might be kind of confused about something and not so sure. I think you maybe have a lot of mental fears going on. And Mars going through the 11th house might make you feel a little bit touchier to other people's energies. But it really wants you to pursue the things that you want to do, Cancer, because this season is asking you to put more of a focus onto yourself. It's a very nurturing time as a season, and you're a very nurturing energy, but it really wants you to focus on what it is that you want to do. Jupiter going retrograde in that new moon is going to help you reflect and revisit your ambitions, how you want to show up in the world, how you want to be seen, how you want to be known, what you want to leave behind, what you want to aspire to. So this is an interesting month for you, Cancer, to focus pretty much on your goals and your aspirations and not be fearful of what they might be. So that is what I have for you, Cancer. I hope you have a beautiful July. Happy birthday. I'll talk to you soon. Hi Leo, welcome to your July forecast. So Leo, happy birthday for all of the Leos born in July. Comment your birthday down below and let us know what day you're celebrating so we can send our best wishes. So Leo, this month, before we get to your season, puts a lot of focus inward into your subconscious, into your dream world, your dream state, that part of you that is, you know, the iceberg that's underwater, which is usually where the most of the stuff is. So in a psychological level, this is the subconscious that is pushing you to do certain things or repeat certain patterns or certain experiences in your life until you bring it to the surface and understand what it is. So in astrology, this is a wonderful time for you to address what lies beneath, what is going on underneath, and have a little bit more of awareness to it with the sun being there. So Mercury enters Cancer, your 12th house, on the 5th, and Venus enters there on the 17th, while the sun is there until the 22nd. So this is a lovely time to work with a therapist, work with a counselor, work on any issues, any grief issues, any trauma, anything like this that you would really like to process. This is a very good time to do so if you've been avoiding it. If there's anything that you would really like to work through, it doesn't have to be seeing any of these people, because it can be that you come across a really insightful book, or you're getting very clear messages from the divine and repeating numbers in spirit animals, in repeating images, in dreams. Your dream state can be very significant. I have noticed that when we have a buildup of planets in the 12th house, dreams can be very revealing, very insightful of what your fears are, of what your hopes are, or even premonitions of what is to come. These can be it can be quite triggering though, so just bear in mind this is a wonderful time to set aside as much time as you can for self-care, because the 12th house is where we want to retreat, we want to heal, we want to sleep, we want to dream, and we want to process things. So just go easy on yourself around this time, Leo. The full moon in Capricorn on the 13th is going to be a time then where your work and your well-being come into focus. This could be that you are maybe leaving a job, maybe you're leaving behind a particular schedule in your life. Maybe you're letting go of some sort of schedule that's not working for you, you're changing it up, or you're realizing what's not working for you in terms of your schedule, or you're maybe letting go of a health habit. Maybe you're quitting smoking, maybe you're quitting drinking, maybe you're giving up meat, maybe you're giving up dairy. Anything with this full moon in the 6th house can be a purge of something. It might also be a time when your pet needs a bit more attention or a bit more love or a bit more care. These things all come to the focus around this time. It could also be that a colleague is leaving, or an employee is leaving, or you're wrapping up a particular project at work that is going to give you some recognition, I would say, Leo. Some kind of recognition for a job well done, something you've worked on, anything like that. Then we have the party starting on the 19th, where Mercury enters your 1st house. The 22nd, the sun, your ruler, enters your sign. And then we have a gorgeous new moon on the 28th for you. So this is putting a lot of energy back onto you. Your life force is increasing. You're wanting to be seen. You're wanting to be heard. You're putting yourself out there. You're getting more recognition. You're getting more, people are noticing you more. And in July in particular, because it's not yet opposing Saturn, and it's just trining the Aries energy, it's a fantastic time to be seen. This is a fantastic time to focus on yourself, to put yourself out there, and to just revel in being you. You know, this is so your energy. And with the trines to Jupiter, particularly with that new moon, this is a fresh new start for you. Now, Aries for you is philosophical, it's expansive, it's faithful, it's believing in something, it's feeling like the universe has your back, like it's on your side. This might be a time when you decide you want to take a solo trip, you want to travel, you want to study something new that's very true to your heart, maybe feeling more optimistic. Jupiter going retrograde that day means that you're going to start considering your belief systems about the world around you. It might be a time where you decide, you know what, I actually want to take a trip this summer, and if no one's going to go with me, I'm going to go on my own. Great time to plan a trip. Actually, with Jupiter going through your 9th house, it's a lovely time to travel. It's a lovely time to learn something new as well, to learn about a different culture, to learn a new subject, a new language, anything like that. The world is your oyster. Just enjoy having Jupiter in a fellow fire sign. So Uranus is going to conjunct the true node on the 31st, and Mars enters Taurus, which is why this conjunction is happening on the 5th. So Leo, for you, this is putting a lot of energy into your career, your public status, your reputation. Mars entering this zone for you can mean that fights or confrontation are potential with your boss, with your superior, with authority. This is kind of a I fight the law and the law won kind of thing. So just be mindful. You might overstep the mark with an authority figure, maybe a parent. There could be a little bit of aggression there. You might just feel like they're more confrontational. You might feel like they're a bit more aggressive. On the flip side, the way that you can actually use this energy is to go for gold in career. Put your all into it. Put your drive into your work. Really hammer home on something you want to achieve. Really go for a key goal or a key achievement and just poof, go for it. With Uranus conjunct the true node on the 31st, there could be a surprising turn of events in terms of your career, your public image. If you are on social media and it's to do with your work or your business, you could go viral. You could just poof. There could be an unexpected opportunity, something really wild, something really crazy, something really innovative. You might have an amazing idea in terms of your career or your public image, and you could find yourself in the spotlight. Similarly, your boss or a parental figure or an authority figure might surprise you around this time as well. So just watch out for that. It could be quite surprising or quite shocking. With Uranus, it's just, I always think Uranus is kind of funny because it rules astrology, but it surprises astrologers. Just letting us know that we cannot predict it all. So We have the Mountain and the Angel of Strength. So you've shown up in your own reading, which I love for you because you're a Leo and it's your season. We also have the Eight of Wands and the Moon. If you want to travel somewhere, if you want to make plans, that new moon in your sign is gorgeous for doing so. It's a beautiful new moon to make a wish and watch it follow through. With the Mountains card and the Angel of Strength, some of you could be going hiking, some of you could be exploring nature in a significant way this month that makes you feel really recharged. I also feel like this is you with Mars in your 10th house having that strength to achieve a goal, to achieve a mission, to climb whatever mountain it is that feels overwhelming, that feels overbearing. You can do it. You get the strength to do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna climb it, and you're gonna look really good while doing it. This is very powerful as well for psychic messages, especially in the first half of the month. Cancer season, Leo, is a time for you where you're very psychic and you can connect with the divine. You can connect with the esoteric. So if you're looking for a sign, you might be getting quite a lot. Somebody could be trying to communicate to you from the other side. Sorry if that sounds very woo-woo to you, but that's kind of what the 12th house is. And you could be getting a lot of clear downloads and insight as to what comes next, and you're more psychic and clairvoyant and clairaudient and all that sort of stuff. And if you do that as a profession, really wonderful time to take on more work, if you can, with Mars there in your 10th house. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed July. Happy birthday again. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to July 2022. So Virgo, let's talk about this month for you. We have a lot of energy with the Sun, your ruler Mercury and Venus all in Cancer this month. They're going to be in Cancer at various points. The Sun is going to be in Cancer for most of the month. Mercury enters there on the 5th and Venus follows on the 17th. This is putting a lot of energy for you, Virgo, into a very social sector of the sky, and a sky sector that is very focused on your long-term goals and what it is that you would like to achieve in the future. So with Venus entering there, you may find that you are feeling more social. You may find that you have more events to go to, more opportunities to socialize. You might be having a lot of back and forth conversation with friends, with different groups of people. And this is really where you're going to be putting a lot of your energy this month, Virgo. We also have Mars entering fellow Earth sign Taurus. So Mars going into Taurus on the 5th of July is going to bring in a time where a lot of your energy and your drive is going to be focused on matters of higher education, but also your higher faith and philosophy and possibly travel. So with it being Mars, watch out for some aggression in that area. You're more likely to, if you're going to spar, if you're going to have conflict, you're more likely to have it with maybe your lecturers. If you're in university, maybe your university, your college, you might have a lot of heated debates over belief systems or politics or the law, or what it is that you believe in. So watch out for that as well. But Taurus energy forms a trine with your Virgo placements. So it might also be that you're feeling very energized in these areas to go find the answers that you're looking for in terms of faith, or go find the answers that you're looking for in terms of study and exploration of different topics, different standpoints, and that kind of thing. We also have a full moon in Capricorn, 21 degrees of Capricorn on the 13th. So this is adding to that earth sign buildup. And this full moon for you is happening in a very playful and romantic and joyful side of the sky for you. It loosely has a conjunction to Pluto, meaning that you might be transforming creatively. You could be transforming or finishing off a project that you've been working on, a passion project, or you could be realizing your feelings surrounding someone that you're interested in romantically. A romantic union could be developing quite strongly, intensely, or you could be falling head over heels in love with this particular full moon. But it might also be that you're deciding with Pluto there that you would like to let go of a romantic connection. On the 19th, Mercury is going to enter Leo. So this is an interesting one because it's followed shortly on the 22nd by the Sun in Leo, and then we have a new moon in Leo on the 28th. And all this Leo energy is bringing a pylon into your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is where we want to rest. It's where we want to retreat. So maybe if your social calendar is very busy in the first half of the month, in the second half you're maybe wanting to lay low, retreat, recuperate. It's also a beautiful time that if you're interested in the divine or the spiritual, which you probably are to an extent if you're here, this is a wonderful time for esoteric matters, to really get in touch with your intuition, your psychic senses. Try something therapeutic around this time. With Mercury being your ruler, going through your 12th house, your dreams may be speaking to you. You may feel like the universe is speaking to you. You might be getting signs, synchronicities, repeating numbers, 444, that kind of thing. Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the same day of the new moon, on the 28th. This is for you, with it being in your 8th house. Jupiter going retrograde in your 8th house, there may be some money coming back to you at this time. You might be getting a tax rebate. You might be realizing that you overpaid in insurance or tax or something like this. Money could be coming back to you, or you could be finding you're reflecting on your financial commitments to other people or with other people, like business partners or spouses, that kind of thing. There can be some review going on there. Maybe if you've been finding out that your spouse has been spending an awful lot of money with Jupiter, because sometimes it can just expand. So you might be reeling that in, or sort of revisiting your financial obligations with other people. Maybe your mortgage, something like this could come up. With this also being in the sector that is to do with our fears and transformations and rebirths, you might be facing a fear. You might be feeling like, I really want to get to the bottom or the root of something, because the 8th house, any planet going through the 8th house kind of does this autopsy, kind of does this inventory, this psychological analysis of what is going on with you. With it being Jupiter, and Jupiter being so linked to faith and teaching, this might be a time when you're actually studying psychology, or realizing you have a passion for studying psychology, or even the esoteric like astrology or witchcraft or something like this. So the 31st, Uranus is going to be conjunct the true node at 18 degrees of Taurus. So for your Virgo placements, if you have anything at around 18 degrees of Virgo, this could be very positively impacted. The true node is to do with our destiny, and with Uranus activating the true node and the south node, with it being such a predestined thing, Uranus can just mean that there's a shocking change, a sudden change, innovation. There can be genius, there can be surprises. All of these things can be very unknown with Uranus. Sometimes you're not quite sure how it's going to work out with the conjunction. You just know that it's probably quite surprising. For you, if you're in university, this could be to do with your higher education or your college, or your higher education from school onwards. So when you've left school and you're studying something else. It can also be to do with travel. As I say, there could be maybe an unexpected opportunity to travel, to relocate. There could be an unexpected opportunity to study. There could be an insight, a flash in the pan, genius moment where you realize, I need to be doing this. I want to redirect. I want to study this, or this is what I believe. So for you, Virgo, we have such a you're a wizard Harry vibes going on here. Wizard of awareness. I like this. I like this guy. He looks very inquisitive. We also have the thinking woman, and we have the Queen of Swords, which is basically the thinking woman, and we have the Death card. You are completely revitalizing and revamping your relationship with what you believe in, what you're studying, what it is that you're really interested in, what's nourishing your soul in terms of study. You're putting a lot of thought into that, because with the nodes being on your 3rd house, 9th house axis, your thoughts, your belief systems, what you are learning, what you are studying, all of these things are coming into your destiny in some way. So some of you might be deciding to leave whatever it is that you're studying this month because you've realized your true path, what you truly want to study. Some of you are maybe, getting very important exam results. Maybe some of you are rerouting entirely in terms of education. In terms of belief systems, I feel like with the Death card and the Queen of Swords and the Wizard of Awareness, it is about revitalizing what it is that you believe in. It's about changing it to fit who you've become, who you are, and what it is that you're exploring now. So there's a lot of exploring of the mind for you going on, Virgo, and possibly also exploring of the world. So that is what I have for you. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed July, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Libra, welcome to July. This month is putting a lot of focus on your career. This could be quite busy for you, July. And if you're already feeling like it's quite busy, it might get busier because Mercury is going to enter your career zone on the 5th and Venus is going to enter there on the 17th and the Sun is going to be there until the 22nd. So there's a huge onus on your work. And if you're not working, it is to do with your public image. So what it is that you're doing, what it is that you are, you know, subscribing yourself to, your causes, your interests, the way you show up to the world, really. So for a lot of you, this is quite favoured because Venus is your ruler and when it enters your 10th house, your boss likes you, your colleagues like you, you're coming across really well professionally. It's a wonderful time to get a professional portrait done, or it's a wonderful time to revamp your work wardrobe. With Mercury being there, it feels for you, Libra, like there could be a lot of back and forth, interchange, meetings, telephone calls, Zooms, Skypes, anything with your boss, with the people that are in authority with you, or if it's not that, it could be that you're doing interviews with Mercury being there as well. And if you are, you're likely to come across very well, especially after the 17th. But with the Sun there, your professional life is in the spotlight. So this might be the time of year where you're getting a review, or you're getting a promotion, or you're getting a lot of insight into your performance. And if you're self-employed, this can be that you're getting a bigger audience, you've got bigger reach. Again, wonderful time if you are advertising to get pictures done or art made, that kind of thing. Mars is entering Taurus on the 5th. So Mars entering Taurus is joining the North Node and Uranus there. And for you, Libra, Taurus is of course your 8th house. So this can bring a little bit of challenges if you are financially linked to somebody else. If you have, you know, a joint bank account with somebody, it can be to do with, you know, your other people's money. So it can be the government. You could be getting some frustration surrounding maybe a payment that's not come through, or maybe something to do with your spouse's money. Maybe there's a little bit of an argument about money, or a little bit of an argument in an intimate relationship. Mars can flare these things up, but Mars can just as much bring about passion when it's going through the 8th house. So your intimate relationship, if you're in one, can be very passionate. So Mars kind of rules passion, but it also rules arguments. So you could be having both. Do with that as you will. We've on the 13th a full moon in Capricorn, so this is putting the spotlight onto your family and the relationship between your home life, your private life and your work life. So for you, this might look like, if you've really been burning the candle at both ends in terms of career, this might be where you realize that you just want a couple of nights to devote to your family, or there could be something significant comes up with somebody in your family. Maybe you get news, maybe someone brings something to your attention, or if there's any tensions, they might bubble to the surface around this time, but your family comes into the spotlight. And this might be where you want to schedule in a couple of days at home, or just laying low, or maybe just feeling like you can retreat a little bit and focusing on what makes you feel safe emotionally. So Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun enters Leo on the 22nd, and then we have a new moon in Leo on the 28th. So this is a very fun zone for you. This is where things start to get social. This is where your calendar starts to fill up with a lot of social activities. It's a wonderful time for networking. From the 19th onwards, you might be getting a lot of phone calls, text messages, social media engagement from people that are interested in your time, interested in your opinions, interested in your thoughts. A lot of people could be reaching out to you at this time. And with the Sun being in Leo, the spotlight is on your friendships, your social groups and your connections. And there might be a new friend coming your way this month with that new moon in Leo on the 28th, or you could be joining a new group, or you could be setting for yourself a new goal for the future. I like 11th house new moons more than any new moon. If you believe in manifestation, this is a time to make a vision board, write down your goals, because it's a very well aspected new moon and it's actually in harmony with Jupiter in your partnership sector. So if you have a goal of a partner or with a partner, wonderful time to get the ball rolling, to start something, to plant those seeds of intention. Jupiter is going to retrograde in your partnership sector the same day. So it is a time for you to reflect on your relationships and what maybe your viewpoints are, how your mindset, how your belief systems are affecting your relationships, or how they are preventing your relationships, or how things have been expanded to increase your awareness. So by what I mean by that is that you might realize that you and your partner have very different belief systems politically or something like that, and you're sort of trying to reconcile how this can work. Remember that the opposition in astrology is very focused on relationships, so a bit of opposition doesn't hurt. This might be a time with Jupiter retrograding in Aries where you're just enjoying your relationship rather than trying to push it forward. Or if you are single, this might be a time when you're reconnecting with your best friend or just reevaluating what it is you want in a relationship and how your actions are helping or hindering you. But don't forget, Jupiter, whether it's retrograde or direct in your partnership sector, is a wonderful time for partnerships. Uranus is going to conjunct the true node at 18 degrees of Taurus on the 31st. So because this is your 8th house, this might be a time where there's something comes up unexpectedly financially or in an intimate relationship that is going to in some way trigger your destiny. So this could be quite sudden, this could be quite shocking or unexpected. That doesn't mean it's going to be unpleasant though. So you just have to roll with the excitement with Uranus. It's very innovative, so it might be a time for you to bring more freedom into your relationships or more freedom into your finances. Release yourself from something that's draining you financially. Or maybe inject a bit of excitement into your current relationship in some way, Libra. So for you, we have a really interesting pile here. We have the Dragon's Lair. We have a woman holding a heart. We have the 7 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. So for you, Libra, I feel like there's 2 distinctive energies here for you. In terms of work, you're coming across really well, don't get me wrong. Venus going through your 10th house is really good for your career, but you might be saying yes too much and you might be biting off more than you can chew. You might also be feeling acutely like somebody else is sort of taking advantage of your good nature and putting off a lot of work onto you that you're not willing to do, or you may feel like things aren't quite equal in terms of your working relationships and you're feeling a little bit taken advantage of at certain points. This can be when the Cancerian energies are opposing Pluto in your 4th house. So you might be feeling like it's just a bit too much and it's reminding you to take a break when you want to. In terms of matters of the heart, with the woman holding a heart and Dragon's Lair, it is asking you to be fearless in matters of the heart. So this might be that, maybe you're scared of making a move. It might be that you're scared of getting hurt. Whatever this is, provided you are listening to your intuition, following common sense, trusting yourself in the process. This is about being fearless. And with that Uranus true node conjunction in your 8th house, which is the house that is to do with regeneration, rebirth, and your fears, this might be asking you to face your fears. Maybe for some of you that's getting back on the horse, or maybe for some of you that is about opening your heart in your relationships, Libra. So that's really interesting. That I feel like there could be something quite with that 8th house activity. Maybe you've got a secret crush, or maybe you're starting a relationship and you're keeping it secret or something like that to prevent other people's interference. So that's interesting. Let me know what that is. So Libra, I hope you have a beautiful July and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your July. This is for Scorpio Sun, Moon and Rising. So Scorpio, we have a lot of activity happening in your 9th house this month. So Mercury enters Cancer, joining the Sun there. The Sun's in Cancer till the 22nd. We have Venus entering Cancer on the 17th. This is a wonderful time to take a trip, especially in the first half of the month. But if you are just simply planning a trip at the beginning of the month and putting the wheels in motion for it, that's good as well. But particularly after the 17th, favors long distance travel. It also favors your education. So for those of you that are in higher education, this can be a time where you're really very busy. Maybe you're writing a dissertation, maybe you are handing in your assignments, you're doing important exams or something like this in terms of furthering your education. This is a great time to do so, but you might find that you're quite busy with that, or you might be quite busy finalizing travel plans, documents, or the process of traveling itself, Scorpio. So Mars enters your partnership zone on the 5th. It's going to join Uranus and the true node there. So Mars in the 7th house, there's no easy way to say that it does generate a bit of friction because the 7th house is your opposite. So it can be that you're feeling more easily triggered. It can be that you're feeling more easily riled up. This can also give you at the same time a lot of magnetism, a lot of appeal, but this can generate a bit of friction, jealousy in your relationship. So you might find yourself sparring a bit more with a partnership or a best friend or an adversary if you have one of those. For some of you, this could be in terms of, you know, a physical sport like jousting or something like that, or boxing would be good things to take up while Mars is going through your 7th house, but it can generate a lot of passion in your relationships as well. We have a full moon on the 13th in Capricorn. So for you, Scorpio, this is putting a big focus on your communication. You might be getting a message around this full moon from somebody that's quite significant. You might be hearing from somebody. You might also be communicating a message yourself. You might be putting something out there. Emotions can run high and come to the surface regarding siblings and neighbours, or you might be finding yourself finalising a communication project around this time, or spending more time with a small group of friends. Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun on the 22nd, and then we have a new moon on the 28th. This is your career. This is your public image. This is your status in the world. And we have a new beginning coming here that's really favoured in terms of your work in general, because it is going to be connecting harmoniously to Jupiter. So with this new moon being in your 10th house, you might be finding yourself starting a new job. You might be getting a promotion. You might be sending out CVs, you might be finding yourself in the spotlight in some regard, or you might be realizing you'd like to be a bit more in the spotlight, and you're starting to take steps in stepping into that confidence, into that position. You might be realizing that you would like to take a leadership role in some area of your life, be a leadership course, maybe a seminar, something like this, to really put yourself in the spotlight. But you will be in the spotlight with the Sun going through Leo around this time, Scorpio. So bear in mind, all eyes are on you. And it might be that the positive relationships you formed with colleagues, or the work that you've been doing, or your perspective on the work that you've been doing, your optimistic attitude, all of that could be culminating in the form of your employees or your colleagues pushing you forward for a leadership position, or letting you know how well you're doing. And this is in turn really helping your career. And if you're self-employed, this is where you're in the spotlight even more, and you're maybe realizing a new goal for yourself, or a new opportunity is presenting itself to you, Scorpio. Jupiter's going retrograde in your 6th house. This is a great time to really reflect on what it is that you're doing physically, whether you're working out, what you're eating, how your diet is. You might be deciding around this time that you want to cut back a little bit on too much activity, or you want to add a little bit more activity, Scorpio, but you're reflecting on what it is that you're doing in terms of your schedule, in terms of your routine. We have Uranus conjunct the true node on the 31st in Taurus. If you're a Scorpio with Scorpio placements at 18 degrees in particular, this will affect you. This might be a time where there's an unexpected, sudden or shocking event in a key relationship in your life. This can also be a time where you're taking a new direction in a relationship in your life, or there's an unexpected new beginning, because the North Node is to do with destiny. But this could be, if you're single, you know, meeting somebody. If you're in a relationship, it could be that you are trying something more exciting in the relationship. But just be aware around that time that there might be something quite surprising happens that really is destined in that way. If you have anything around 18 degrees of Scorpio, this could be happening for you in a sense that it just makes your destiny become clear. And this might be for some of you a bolt for freedom. This might be for some of you the need to try something new, or a complete change of heart, or complete change of mind, or something like that. But it's to do with your destiny. But Uranus is like triggering it, if you get what I mean. So Uranus is really saying this is it. So Scorpio, we have mountain, we have the world. We also have the Star and the King of Pentacles. So I do feel for you that some of you are reaching a professional goal. Some of you are achieving more status. Some of you are having a very good spell in career, in finances. Scorpio, all of these things are really well aspected. And if you are taking a trip to somewhere, it's also looking it's going to really recharge you. It's going to give you a lot more perspective, a lot more hope. The trip itself could be quite fated as well there with the Star. For some of you, it may involve mountains. You could be taking a hike out in nature, or spending more time in nature, Scorpio. That's really going to recharge you, and it's going to help you become more aware of your goals. I do feel like some of you are achieving a significant goal in terms of career, or destiny is smiling on you fondly with career matters. And I think it's because of that harmonious energy with Jupiter, Scorpio. So make the most of that. It feels like you could really be in the spotlight around this time. And I feel like someone in a higher position is noticing you in terms of your career, and you might be getting like a gold star for whatever it is that you do professionally, whether you're employed, self-employed, looking, anything like that, Scorpio. So that's what I have for you. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed July, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your horoscope for July. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. This month has a lot of energy in your 8th house. So what is the 8th house for you? It's Cancer energy. So we have the Sun there until the 22nd, Mercury enters Cancer and Venus enters Cancer. So this is really lighting up that sector for you. So if you're interested in the esoteric, in the witchy, in the occult, in psychology, if you're working in particular in any of these professions, this is really going to be a lit up period for you, Sagittarius, where you do very well. It can also be at this time that you're really facing your fears, especially if your fears are surrounding change or intimacy or deeper connections with other people. I feel like for a lot of you with Venus going into there, it could be a very saucy month for you, Sagittarius, I have to say. But this can just put a lot of energy into you facing your fears in general. There could be something with the Sun going through the 8th house, something that you need to address, you need to shine a light on, and you need to embrace. So it's a very feel the fear and do it anyway kind of month for you, particularly in the first half. On the 13th, we have a full moon in your 2nd house. So that's in Capricorn at 21 degrees. This is showing you where you're at financially. This might be a time where you check your bank statements. This might be a time where you realize what it is that you've been spending. You maybe set yourself a particular financial goal. You could be coming into some money at this time. You could be getting paid for something that you've been doing, Sagittarius. And I have to say, if you're getting paid for something, it could be quite a lot because it is connected to Pluto. So it could be quite extreme, or it could be that you realize maybe you have to spend money on something quite extreme, Sagittarius, in order to bring in the changes that you want in your life. But that full moon focuses very much on your money and the material. There could also be a big confidence boost to your psyche at that time as well. Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun on the 22nd, and then we have a new moon in Leo on the 28th, which brings a new beginning for you, Sagittarius, to your 9th house. Wonderful time in the second half of the month to travel, to plan a trip, to take a vacation, to study a new culture, to study something new. If you are studying, I know that it is summertime, you might be doing a dissertation, or you might be finding yourself just really interested in a new topic, maybe visiting museums, maybe taking a short course, learning a new skill, something like that. Your mind is really expanding in the second half of the month. On the same day as the new moon, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in your 5th house. So Jupiter retrograde in your 5th house is asking you to reflect on what it is that makes you happy, and maybe do more of that. Realize what it is that really resonates with you, what makes you feel like a little kid again. It's also a great time for you romantically if you're looking to date. This could be a summer of love for a lot of you. With Jupiter being in the 5th house, this could be a time that's very romantic. And it could also just be asking you to focus on your belief system surrounding your own creativity, your own joy, and maybe also putting a lot of focus onto your children if you have them. And if you don't have them and you're looking to have them, Jupiter going through the 5th house is a wonderful time to conceive. It might also be a time where you hear news of pregnancy, whether it's your own, your partner's, or just people in your life. Uranus is conjunct the true node at 18 degrees of Taurus on the 31st. Mars enters Taurus on the 5th. This is putting a lot of focus into your 6th house of work. So this might be a time when you find colleagues a little more challenging, people that you work with are a little bit more challenging, people at the gym are a little bit more annoying and aggressive. And this might be a time where you, on the same spectrum, you're actually really focused on your fitness or your work, and you have a lot more energy to push and get things done, which maybe is why other people are annoying you, because you're just thinking they're so slow. But we do have a Uranus conjunct the true node on the 31st. This might be a day where you just decide, I'm out of here, I'm done with this job, I'm done with this work, I want to change my schedule. I would suggest, instead of just quitting a job on the spot, that you just do bring in changes to your schedule. Try something new, try something exciting, something that will make your day a little bit different, taking another route, all that good stuff. Your tarot cards are really interesting. So we have the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. We also have Rock Bottom and the Man holding a heart. So I feel, Sagittarius, I feel for you that something really has disappointed you. and you're sort of working through that disappointment still. It doesn't have to be a recent thing, but it could be that you're really working through a disappointment that you've experienced, maybe in matters of the heart. And it's saying to you that if things have hit rock bottom or things have just gone as low as they can go, then the only way is up. So if things aren't working out for you romantically in your dating life, this might be a sign that the only way is up. And that with the Five of Cups, it's always about perspective. He's focused on the 3 that have spilled, but there's 2 still sitting upright, and the 2 is to do with 2 of Cups, connection, romantic. It might actually be that somebody, if you're single, has their eye on you, but you're so focused on work and rebuilding yourself that you don't notice. Or it might be that you've your eye on someone, and it's saying that you might not be picking up the signs that they like you because you're focused on your flaws or something like this. It could be that. But I do feel with the man holding a heart here, I feel like someone has something they want to share with you, or even if you're in a relationship or this is a friendship, someone just wants you to see your worth, see your value, see how great you actually are if you're really focused on something, or you feel like something isn't going well for you. They really want to build you up. They want to be a good friend. They want to make you feel better about yourself. So watch out for that person, Sagittarius. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed July, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to July. So Capricorn, this month the Sun, Mercury and Venus are all occupying your 7th house for some time. The first half of the month puts a lot of focus on your partnerships and your relationships, your spouse, your partner, your best friend, your one-on-one relationship. So there's a lot of focus going on here, and it can be a really beautiful time to communicate with a partner, to open up the dialogue, to spend more time together, to exchange a lot of flirty messages, to be in constant communication with Mercury going through there, and to talk about the things that matter for you in your relationships, particularly the things that you want, because on the 13th we have a full moon in your sign, and this is bringing you into focus, what your needs are within a relationship, what your partnership's needs are and how they affect you. And if you're single, this is a time to put a lot of focus into how you feel about yourself and what your relationship is with you, Capricorn. It all comes to a head around that full moon on the 13th. You might be more emotional, you might be feeling a little bit more sentimental. You might just be noticing that things are bubbling up to the surface on how you feel about yourself, your relationship with yourself, or your relationship with others. Mars enters Taurus on the 5th, and we have a Uranus conjunct the true node on the 31st. So that's a lot of activity in your 5th house. I have to say, Capricorn, some of you could be finding out you're pregnant unexpectedly this month, or there's some shocking news of a pregnancy for you. For a lot of you, this Mars going through the 5th house can be quite passionate, especially if you're creative. So if you're creative, Capricorn, wonderful time to start something, to work on something creative. Your children, if you have them, could be quite difficult or temperamental this month, or you could just be finding them kind of draining or confrontational this month with Mars being there. But it might also be that you have more energy to play, to enjoy, to nurture your inner child, or spend more time with your children. Maybe you have more energy for them. Mars can sort of do either. It can drain you or rejuvenate you. It's what you do with that energy. But there could be a surprising event on the 31st surrounding children, pregnancies, creativity. You could have sudden insight, a genius of what you want to create for yourself, Capricorn, or it may actually be that you suddenly fall in love on the spot if you're single, or there's a really exciting event in your romantic life around that time. Actually, if you're single, Capricorn, this is a wonderful month in general to meet somebody if you are single. So Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun enters Leo on the 22nd, and we have a new moon in Leo on the 28th. This for you, Capricorn, it brings a lot of focus into your 8th house. So it could be around this time that there is a new beginning in your 8th house. And this can mean that there is something new financially, maybe a new bank account with a partner. This can be where there's a new beginning in your joint finances with somebody else. It can be a new beginning in your intimate life. This can bring a new intimate connection. And this can also bring a new beginning in your study of the occult, of anything witchy, of anything psychological, all the ologies basically, with the new moon in Leo here. It is going to be in harmony with Jupiter in your 4th house. So this might be that you are getting a mortgage. This could be that you are getting, it's a new financial beginning surrounding home and property matters and family matters, Capricorn. Jupiter goes retrograde in Aries in the same day. So if you're thinking of buying a home or there are family issues, you may have an opportunity this summer to revisit them. to rethink them, to replan them, and to see what your belief systems would be surrounding home, family, that kind of thing, what it is that is going on for you there. Sometimes this can mean that you're revisiting your belief systems in terms of home, family, because maybe with Mars there connected with Jupiter in June, this could have triggered different belief systems in your family or surrounding family matters and caused some friction. And now is the time to do some thinking, reminiscing, and get a higher understanding of all of what has happened. So Capricorn, let's see, a lot of you could be dealing with a Libra person right off the bat with Justice and the King of Swords. You could be dealing with an air sign in general, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This person wants to do right by you. Some of you could be signing contracts this month. You could be signing leases, mortgages, new job contracts, anything that involves a contract you are keeping an eye on or signing. There could also be legal matters going on for you this month, Capricorn. We also have moonlight and rest and rejuvenation. So the full moon is highlighted. You could have significant news or events around the 13th. And this might also be a time where you need to rest more, Capricorn. You might need to recharge your batteries and take a little bit of time to yourself. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Hope you have a beautiful and blessed July, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to July. So Aquarius, we have a lot of focus on your work and your day-to-day routine in the first half of the month. If that sounds boring to you, don't worry, we'll get to the good stuff. But it's just to let you know that in terms of work and your routine, Venus is entering that sector on the 17th. We have Mercury entering there on the 5th. And we have the Sun there until the 22nd. It's putting the spotlight on your day-to-day work, your day-to-day efforts, and also your health and fitness and your well-being. So this is a wonderful time to focus on those areas, to expand those areas, and to feel blessed in those areas. It's a great time to get new gym wear, to join a gym. It's a great time to work out, get more exercise. It's also a wonderful time for bonding and getting on with your co-workers or the people that you work with or the people that you employ. Aquarius, there could be really good connections around this time. The full moon in Capricorn on the 13th is bringing a lot of spotlight to the 12th house for you, which is letting go. It's the subconscious. You might find you need to let go of something at this time. That could be a belief system, that could be a fear, that could be just releasing some feelings with the full moon in the 12th house. It can be the house of endings, so there might be something in your life is coming to an end around this time, or it could just be that you're processing something around this time because it is connected to Pluto. So I do think there could be a sense of letting go of the old way of doing something, the old way of living, the old way of feeling, the old way of thinking. Aquarius, we'll get more into that in the full moon video though, so don't worry. We then have Mercury entering Leo, the Sun entering Leo, and the new moon in Leo from the 19th onwards. The new moon's on the 28th, the Sun enters there on the 22nd. There's a new beginning in your partnerships, and there's a lot of focus on your partnerships, your relationships, your marriage. And this is a favorable new moon, so if you're looking to manifest or draw in or step up a relationship in your life, this is a wonderful new moon to do so because it is getting blessings from your 3rd house where Jupiter is, and this can mean that you have a very persuasive communicative energy to ask for what you want or to speak something into existence. There could be good news surrounding a relationship in your life, or you could be hearing from someone that maybe is relationship material. Jupiter goes retrograde in your 3rd house the same day, bringing a bit of reflection to how your belief systems mesh with your relationship with your sibling or your neighbors. This can also be to do with creative writing. It can be to do with communication efforts in general of the throat chakra. So you could be revisiting your belief systems or a creative project surrounding writing. It could also be for some of you going back to school, studying something, deciding you want to dive deeper into a particular area of study for you, Aquarius, which could be really interesting for you if you actually do study something this month, because Jupiter is this way of expanding. So if you want to write your bestseller, if you want to become a better communicator, if you want to give a public speech or anything like this, this is a wonderful summer for focusing on that in general. Jupiter brings blessings to your 3rd house, meaning that your efforts there can multiply, but simultaneously, if there's something that's not working there, it can also expand that as well. Uranus is conjunct the true node on the I keep saying the 18th, but it's actually 18 degrees of Taurus. It's on the 31st, and we have Mars entering Taurus on the 5th. This is putting a lot of energy this month into your career. Not your career, Aquarius. your home and family, but it's opposite your career sector is where I'm trying to go with this, because the South Node is going through there in Scorpio. So for some of you, this is that you're really focused on something to do with family. There could be a sudden change, a surprise, an unexpected development in terms of your home and family. You could find your family members a bit challenging this month, Aquarius. That's all I can say about that, because Mars is an aggressor. So you might find yourself maybe in confrontation with a family member, particularly a parent. It might be that you're finding them a bit frustrating, or you're having to put a lot of energy into your relationship with it. But it can also mean that you actually drive forward in something and get something sorted for or with a parent. So maybe helping them with something. Maybe you feel like you actually have more energy to do that, because Mars can do either, really. It can drain you, but can also invigorate you. The Uranus conjunction to the true node means for you, Aquarius, that there could be something unexpected happens with family. There could be unexpected news. There could be a change in direction. This could also be to do with home and property matter. Perhaps you have been trying to sell a home or trying to buy a home, and then boom, it happens just out of the blue, just unexpectedly for you, Aquarius. Or it might be that there's a sudden change coming in. Maybe you have to move, maybe you have to relocate or something like this. Okay, so we have some beautiful cards for you here. We have Sparks of Peaks of Joy, and we have Action. We also have the Magician and the Tower. So I feel like you are rebuilding something for yourself, Aquarius. I feel like you are manifesting. If something has really not gone in your favor, it's to bring in something new. It's to get you back in touch with what it is that you want and to manifest it. So I feel like this is a wonderful time for you, Aquarius, to take action on something. Maybe after that full moon in Capricorn, because it might actually break down some built up emotions, and maybe distress you've been carrying in your body, something that just needs to be released so that you can actually manifest. It's like Abraham Hicks's concept of the land of tears, how sometimes after a really good cry and when you feel like you've hit rock bottom with something, suddenly stuff starts to move because you've released the resistance. And that's what I'm sort of seeing with you. It's when you start to feel lighter and more joyful, maybe after a tower moment, that things actually start to come into place. That's very Uranian. Very Uranian. So that's what we have for you, Aquarius. I hope you have a beautiful month, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to July. So Pisces, the first half of the month is very heart-centered. We have the Sun in Cancer, we have Mercury entering Cancer on the 5th, and we have Venus entering Cancer on the 17th. This is quite romantic. So it might be for some of you in the first half of the month that you're attracting in love. We just had a new moon in Cancer. You could be attracting in a new love, a new romance. For some of you, you could be finding out that you are pregnant, or there could be more joyful connections with your children around this time. There could be news about children around this time, or you might be finding you're getting on better with your children or enjoying their company more. With Venus there, just brings a lovely warm glow to that. But it can also make you super creative. And as a very creative sign, this can be a wonderful time for you to embrace something that makes you feel joyful, something that makes you feel happy, that you might have to invest a little bit of money in, but it's really focusing and asking you to focus, Pisces, on what makes you feel loved, happy and joyful. So it's bringing a bit more joy and fun into your life. We have a full moon in Capricorn in the 13th, and this is your friendship sector, but it's also to do with your wishes and your goals. So you might find around this time, Pisces, that a wish comes true. It might be as well that you're spending time with your friends or getting news surrounding your friends, or you're just maybe thinking, you know, in terms of friendships, maybe you're wanting to let go of some friendships or change up your friendships, or maybe you're realizing that you want to leave one group and join another group or something like this. There could be a lot of shifts going on with your friendships around this time, but the real ones will be coming to the surface here. Mars enters Taurus on the 5th, so this is bringing a lot of drive into your communication sector. Now, Mars can mean that you're finding your words are a bit more pointed. Maybe people are finding your tone a bit more aggressive, or maybe you're unexpectedly getting yourself into sparring matches in general, particularly with friends, but maybe also with siblings and neighbours. You could be finding them more confrontational than usual, and there could be a build-up there. But this can also be a time where you could absolutely put your foot to the pedal, Pisces, and write a bestseller, or anything to do with creativity regarding communication, writing, blogging, creating online, anything like that. You have real energy for it, so you could actually make huge headway, particularly because we have a Uranus true node conjunction on the 31st, where there could be unexpected news, there could be inspiration in terms of your creativity, you know, your mental abilities, your communication style. It could also be unexpected news surrounding a sibling or a neighbor, or a close friend, Pisces. But check that date out for some creative inspiration or genius ideas, especially if you're in the writing or creating field. Mercury enters Leo on the 19th, the Sun on the 22nd, and we have a new moon in Leo on the 28th. Some of you could be starting a new job, or some of you could be putting yourself out there to get a new job. This is a time where you're really in the spotlight in terms of the work that you do, the day-to-day work you do. Wonderful time to work out, focus on your fitness, maybe join a gym around the new moon in your 6th house, or start a new fitness regime, or take up a new sport, a new hobby, because it's positively aspecting Jupiter in your 2nd house. A new job could make you a lot of money. A new work could make you a lot of money, but also new fitness, new well-being, new diet could really give you more confidence and self-worth, Pisces. Jupiter goes retrograde in your financial sector on the 28th, meaning that you can reflect, and also with Mars out of that sector, you can put your bank card down and stop buying so much stuff. You can reflect financially, and maybe even, consider what your beliefs are surrounding money and if it's maybe holding you back. And this is how you then, when Jupiter goes direct, you start to increase your income, that sort of thing. So that's what I have for you, Pisces, in terms of astrology. Let's look at your cards. Okay, this makes perfect sense. Into the unknown and door to value. And we also have the Hanging Man and the 10 of Cups. This full moon in Capricorn is giving me the vibe that there's a delayed wishes coming true, something you've really been wanting, or something that's been stagnant. You might be seeing a lot of rainbows this month as well. Rainbows are signs for you, but I feel like there's something really joyful that you've been waiting for that's coming into you. It might be love, or it might be a delayed wedding, or it might be a delayed pregnancy, or it might be a delayed family event or reunion. Something that was delayed, but it wanted you to shift your focus, Pisces, and that's what changed it, because we have now into the unknown and the door to value. So I feel for a lot of you with Jupiter in your 2nd house, you're seeing what's blocking you financially, if something is, and maybe I feel like with that card, it's like the money is flowing in. I also think you're trying a new skill, or maybe a new job, or some new venture that's going to bring you a lot of money, or an emotional new venture that's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope you have a beautiful July, and I'll talk to you soon.